Muy buenas tardes, mi raza, con ustedes aquí otra vez, la comadre B. Just like I said yesterday, I would be logging on today to talk about another anniversary that we celebrated on October 1st. Primeramente quiero dar mis saludos. So, Mom, hi Mom, this one's for you. I hope you remember because I remember. Quería mandar saludos to all the people who tune in and watch me weekly. Thank you guys. I love you. Thank you for the support. Thank you for all the love. Miss Natalie, watching me back in the East Coast, I am going to try to send you a comadre coffee cup because I know you watch all my stuff, and that's just my way to thank you right back for supporting me. One quick thing I wanted to mention, if you guys see my social media post yesterday, I did mention that I will be going to the city of Compton today, the city hall. There is a project going on, a development with the people from Connecting Compton. They're trying to bring in what is called a multicultural, so para todos, equestrian center. ¿Qué es eso? It is un palenque for us people that speak Spanish. Quieren hacer this multi-purpose or purposeful? Is that even a thing? No. They want to do this whole multi-purpose space for the community. I guess it is in an area that is no longer in use. So they want to bring this wonderful center here to help kids stay out of trouble with agriculture, this, that, blah, blah, blah. Of course, the horses, they want to keep some there. They want to have an area for street vendors to be able to sell without having all the issues that they encounter in the street with all these people just throwing their stuff and mistreating them, beating them, taking their money. Um, you know, the whole thing sounds amazing. Um, Saludos out there to Hector and Daniel. I will be going over there today. I will be covering if I can. I haven't been in a city hall meeting in years. So I'm not even sure if they will allow recording, pero I will try to do the best I can just so you guys can get an idea more deeply into this project y pues para ver cómo son los city hall meetings, right? I know a lot of you guys haven't had the whole experience of being part of one. They're nothing ooh-ah. If it ain't your case, it can be kind of boring, but it is for the communities to come together, get information, everything going on, this and that. So thank you guys if there's anybody that works for your personal city board. We appreciate your time. Yeah, my goal is to eventually be on the board in Pomona. So hopefully before I hit 50, I will be up there. Anyways, we will get to the point, the story, the subject of today. So yes, what was the second anniversary of something that happened yesterday? Okay, I am taking you guys back into time. It is a Thursday morning, so it is Thursday, October 1st, 1987. What were you doing? I was hanging out with my cousin, getting ready to have breakfast. I was 3 years old, and I was living in the city of Almani for the moment. Shortly after that, I believe maybe 3-4 months later, we moved to the city of La Puente, which is where I was pretty much raised till adulthood. Got married out of there and moved out. So let's go back to the situation. It is 7:42 in the morning, and oh boy, did it happen. What happened? Some people call it the big one. Yes, the earthquake, the Whittier Narrows earthquake. Like I said, what were you doing? Because I was just waiting for breakfast, hanging out with my primo. Hey, Luis. And it happened. It just started shaking. I remember my personal experience. We had a little house. We're sitting there hanging out, watching TV, getting ready to have my mom start cooking breakfast, it started shaking. Our neighbor was screaming at the top of her lungs, so my mom went out to go try to aid her, see what was going on right in the middle of this earthquake. And my mom fell. She like scraped up her knee. It was all bad. Um, it was kind of scary. Yeah, she left us under the table. She said, "Don't move," and she walked out. This earthquake was only 20 seconds long, but it was a 5.9 magnitude on the Richter scale. Okay, so this earthquake, the main fault was the Puente Hills fault that runs alongside of the Whittier fault. So yeah, it was really, really strong at the time, at the moment, whatever. It was the strongest one since the San Fernando earthquake that had hit in 1971. It was so strong that they felt it, obviously, from LA. The epicenter was right here in pretty much Whittier. It says Whittier Narrows. Yeah, it was Whittier. And it was felt all the way to San Diego and to Las Vegas. So that is how strong this earthquake was. Noted right before these, we did have two other super strong ones that were like, whoa. And they go back to the year 1857 in Fort Tejon. And that was a 7.9, which is super strong. Like, wow. Because they say 8 point whatever, that would be enough to destroy a lot. So that was one. And then we had another one, which was the very, very famous San Francisco earthquake of 1910. That one measured a 7.8. Everybody knows about that one. That one damaged a whole lot. Okay, so let's go back to the Whittier Narrows. October 1st, 1987. Like I mentioned, it only lasted 20 seconds, but it did kill 8 people, and it injured about 100. The number wasn't really like, oh, it was 102. It said about 100, and that's all I got. One for sure victim of this earthquake was a student in Cal State, Los Angeles. One of the walls collapsed on her, and it smashed her, so she did pass away. Her name was Lupe Elias Exposito. And yeah, unfortunately, they had to get a full crew out there to help with all the parts of this building and pull them off of her and stuff. There was another person who lost their life. He was a worker out in the mountains in a tunnel. And yeah, the tunnel, the same thing. It collapsed on him and it caused him to die. And there was another third person, which was known to have had a heart attack and passed away right on the moment that all this was going on. So, my respects to you guys. Yeah, take a moment to think about these people. These are natural disasters and one can never prepare for them, pero pasa a peores, and like I said, unfortunately, we lost 8 people. So yes, this goes, take a moment out of your day and think about that. There was also lots of people stuck in elevators because the power went out. So that must have been super scary. There was 15 aftershocks by the time noon came around. So yeah, that's a lot, and they were strong ones. There were some reported that hit 3 and 4 points on that Richter scale. So yeah, that's kind of scary to be feeling that stuff. The total amount in damages was $100 million worth of it, which Whittier was the ones who were impacted the most. They lost a lot of old buildings due to that earthquake, parking structures, all kinds of stuff. There was even a federal aid program that was set up. It said it got set up about 5-6 days later, to where homeowners were able to sign up for this program, and they were able to get some assistance for their losses of the property, because a lot of people that lost their homes. There was a total of about 9,000 people within the whole El Monte, Whittier, Montebello, all these areas, Pico Rivera, that had to be displaced, meaning ponerlos en otro lugar porque their houses were damaged and obviously you couldn't live in them. Some of the nursing homes in the area también had to get evacuated, and they had to relocate all the older people because first they were marked unsafe buildings, and second, yeah, like it was way too many people to have all in one place in a state of emergency as such. Yeah, era un desmadre. The freeways were closed in the Santa Fe Springs area, the Santa Ana Freeway and the 605, because when all this shaking was going on, there was big cracks and a lot of concrete was falling. So yeah, they had to get, an inspector to come check it out real quick. So they closed these freeways down for a while. You can imagine the traffic it built up. Even though it was 87, and the traffic was way smaller than it is today, it was still a big setback for all the travelers, the people that were on the freeways in that section at that time. So you could just imagine, like, damn, okay, first you're scared, then all this, then you're late. There wasn't even no cell phones to even get in touch with your loved ones, so it was all just a waiting game. That's really sad, really a desperate feeling. USC Medical Center is the one that got the majority of injured people. There was people there with serious injuries, a lot of cuts, bruises, scrapes, that kind of stuff, glass that popped everywhere. So it was, I wouldn't say life threatening, but they were serious. And then there was all that non-life threatening stuff. The airport's completely closed down for a while too, especially the Burbank airport. They got hit really hard. The control centers, the little towers that direct everything, all their windows cracked, shattered, blew up. So yeah, it was a bad case there. The Los Angeles International también, they closed down for a little bit. So they tried to figure out what the heck was going on, what they were going to do, if it was safe to continue flying and stuff of that sort. So yeah, this earthquake just had everybody nervous, scared, and in a big uproar. Many, many, many residents in all these areas that I had mentioned earlier were left without phone service, without power service. So that again is a very scary feeling. You're real vulnerable. Think about it. You can't even watch the news and see what's going on. Back then, I don't know if you guys remember, but it was very common and super popular to be hearing constantly to have your earthquake kit ready, have blankets, good shoes, water, canned foods, flashlight, radio, and batteries. So I'm assuming, since the power was out for the majority of the day, la gente que tenía radios con baterías were the ones that were able to listen to the news and see what was going on. So maybe that's a thing you should think about today. Like I said, I know back then it was very common to hear que ahí viene el big one. We always hear about it now, but people just grew not scared anymore. We joke about it. We're all cynical, like, oh, the big one's gonna hit. Like, it might, you never know. So just be prepared. Get that bag, get your stuff ready. If the big one doesn't hit, at least you're ready for anything else. You never know. Situations happen, and it's better to be ready than not ready, and super prepared than halfway prepared. You know what I mean? Okay, so we'll take it to 3 days later. Okay, people have been scared, this and this, blah blah blah, the worst has happened, and then they get hit with another earthquake. According to them, this was another aftershock. But this one did measure 5.3 on the Richter scale, and it happened at 4 o'clock in the morning. At this point, 3 days later, they have had on or about 100 aftershocks, but this was by far the strongest. So yeah, everything that started on Thursday just finished today. Houses finished falling, porches were encaving, chimneys were collapsing. The rest of the Whittier buildings were gone. It was just like I said, un desmadre y medio. Very scary, very devastating. And the worst part is that it caught everybody at 4 in the morning when you least expect something to hit. This earthquake was felt more towards Pasadena and Alhambra. It wasn't felt all the way to Las Vegas like the one on Thursday morning. It continued to do all these damages. Water mains broke. Like I said, the stuff that was halfway falling down and collapsing finished falling. So it was just really, really, really sad. Just sad. Okay, so for all of you guys that are not in the state of California, you may know or you may not know, but we are very, very prone to earthquakes. That's what everybody here in California jokes about. We got earthquakes, we have hot weather, and we got bad traffic. So those are our 3 claims to fame, which are not even good ones, but they are. We have the longest fault, which is the San Andreas, and that one starts in the Salton Sea, and it runs straight across to Mendocino Coast, and it runs the same way as the San Gabriel Mountains do. So yeah, we got mountains, faults, a bunch of smaller ones like this one, the Whittier fault. We got the Puente Hills fault. And yeah, they run here literally through the 10 freeway. When I lived in Pomona a few years back, we had a very old house. It was built in 1885. And the ceiling had so many cracks in it. So many. Throughout my entire house. And yeah, I would sit there and like, what the heck is all this? Well, one day I had a company over and they noticed. And they said, yeah, you know, my grandma's house is the same way. I guess they had an inspector check out their house one time for something like a loan or something. And they were told that all these lines, any houses close to the 10 freeway, which are right by the faults, have all these cracks because obviously these faults are constantly just moving. So it is very common for all these homes in these areas to have these cracks. It's kind of creepy, kind of scary, but hey, that's what it is. It is said that if this San Andreas fault does crack open, once it shakes and rubs, 39 gas lines are gonna burst within this fault, and it's gonna cause another devastating situation. Because yeah, the mix of gases, this and that, are gonna create fires and you know all that horrible stuff that comes along with it. So let's just pray and hope that it doesn't happen anytime soon, because yeah, no, we ain't ready. Okay guys, so here is why they keep saying the big one's coming. All these scientific people that study these earthquakes and this and that say that registered every 140 years or so, this fault shakes tremendously to 8 point something plus. So that's why they are saying that it is coming. It hasn't blown over that strong in 300 years. So they're saying we're long past due. It's coming. So don't laugh about it. Don't joke about it. Just be prepared, because what if it's true? We don't know. These people have been studying this, so they know what they're talking about. So they have a strong belief now, right now, that before the year 2030, so that's in a couple years, we are 70% at risk of having a big one. They say it could be anywhere from a 6 point something. The biggest obviously is 8 point something. So they said be ready, because it can happen. 70% is more than 50, which is more than half. So I'm scared. I don't know about you, but that's, you know, those are big numbers and math and statistics, and these people know what they're talking about. So be prepared, people. Be prepared. Affected areas, of course, Los Angeles is going to be one of them. Nuestro pobrecito San Francisco también, and it's going to go down to Palm Springs. So they're saying that we, us 3 major cities, are the ones that are going to get the biggest impact. I don't understand how they figured that out, but that's the 3 major cities that they gave. So yeah, we're right here by LA, 40 miles away. So I am nervous. Alright right, guys, and that's what I have for you on a second anniversary that occurred on October 1st. Um, do you believe that this big one is what's going to cause California to crack and become two? They keep saying we're going to be an island. What do you think? Yeah, I don't like to think, I don't like to imagine, I don't want to, like, put myself in that situation, but we never know. So like I said, drop me a comment and let me know what you guys think. Do you think that's what's going to cause us to become an island? And two, I want to know what you guys were doing when this earthquake hit in 87. Were you alive yet? I know a lot of my followers are young, but a lot of my older crowd también that watches me, I know you remember. Let me know in the comment because I want to know. Y pues con eso los dejo, raza. I need to go start getting ready because I'm due for this City Hall meeting at 5:30. Like always, thank you for your time. I appreciate you. Stay safe, stay sane, and I'll see you later. Bye.